Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the distributive property. I'm sure this probably looks a little bit familiar to you, but in case it doesn't, follow along and you'll definitely pick it up. So here's an example of what the distributive property would look like if you had letter examples. And what's going to happen is we're going to take this outside term and multiply it by everything inside your parentheses. Right now we have two terms in there, so if you multiply A times B, you get AB. A times C would give me AC. So see, you also have two different terms there. Let's see what happens when we put some numbers in there with our examples. So for this first example, letter A, you're going to distribute the number 3 to both of these terms, the X term and the 6 term. I always put my arrows so I don't forget to multiply by everything. You're not always going to have two terms in here. Sometimes you'll have a ton. So now 3 times X, we know, gives us 3X. 3 times 6 gives us a positive 18. I always want to double check and make sure I can't combine any like terms. These are not like terms, so I'm good to go. Let's look at our next example. It looks a little bit different, but you're following the same rules. You're going to distribute what's outside of the parentheses to everything inside the parentheses. So here's the term we're distributing. It's going to go to both the 5 and the n. So n times 5 gives me 5n. N times n gives me n squared. These look very similar, but they're not like terms. I cannot combine them. I'm done with that one. Let's look at two more examples. Here, we're going to be distributing the y. This one out here. There's two different terms inside my parentheses. I know that because they're separated by a plus or minus. So this y times y again is going to give me y squared. Y times negative 12, negative 12y. Not like terms, we're done. Our last one, we're still going to be distributing, but we're going to be going backwards. I really like this example because as you see, we're going to be multiplying 9 times 8, which is a positive 72. Now, we're going to be multiplying 9 times x, but this x has a negative in front of it, so technically, that's a negative 1x. 9 times negative 1x is negative 9x. Those are not like terms, so we don't need to combine them, and we're done.